Good afternoon, I'm Lorraine Syme-Smith from the University of Dundee. I'm just going to have a wee look at our PIPalongs, which are informal online meetings for students on a research module. Wait for the slide to pop on. There we go. PIPalong, it's a regular meeting. We have them periodically for students that are on a distance learning programme. It ties in with what L'Oreal was saying about creating this engaged and supportive community, and that was the purpose behind them. Why is it called a PIPalong? It's because the students are actually doing the professional inquiry module, and the inquiry module, the students pop along. It's an informal meeting, they come along, there's students, there's no register taken, they just pop along and there's a member of staff there. The students are undertaking the degree, the BA Professional Development in Leadership and Management. They are all undertaking that degree by distance learning in the main. Well, some of them do it by blended learning. Certainly over the last 2 years it's entirely distance learning. Blended learning is a workshop occasionally on campus. The PIP module, they're doing a small research project and they've got a year to do that in. It's their first experience of conducting research, and some of the students were starting to phrase that, I feel a bit isolated. I'm doing this research, I've never done it before, and people are at a distance from me. So why we introduced the PIPalong was to build a community for mutual support, so that the students could come along, talk to each other, talk to us, reduce those feelings of isolation, and to help to build a learning community, to help them build their knowledge and complete their project. It takes place on teams. We've set up teams that there's a team for the degree, and within that team there are channels for the modules that have got most students on them. So there's one for the professional inquiry project, and the PIPalong just takes place within that channel. We introduced them in academic year 2020-21, and at that point we were just saying, let's have a PIPalong. The timing was quite ad hoc, and sometimes that caused confusion for the students about when they were and where they were. And so although that was happening, the feedback was positive. So moving forward to 21-22, we scheduled them so that the dates for the PIPalongs were known up front. They're happening about every month to 5 weeks, and they're scheduled for the same time. So the students know up front where they are, when they are, and that they can plan to come along. And what that's meant is that there's more of the students coming along. We've got 4 students that are regularly coming to meetings, and there are occasional visitors from other members of the students on the module. And they're meeting other students at the module get-alongs, PIPalongs, and they're swapping communication details and building their own networks. So we wanted to find out a little bit more about what the students thought about this. So we put out a Mentimeter survey, and that's been about the points that have been previously raised by the students. So Mentimeter survey, some of the students completed it for us, and these are the results that we've got. So we've been grading things between strongly disagree, strongly agree, with 1 being strongly disagree. And we asked them, was it useful to were they useful to ask questions of the tutors? And we're getting about 4.3, so they're strongly agreeing with us that these are useful. The other questions we were asking were about the opportunity to speak to other students. So score of 3.7 to ask questions of other students, but very, very strongly there, a score of 4.7 about sharing experiences. So learning from others' experience and using that to reflect upon how they're getting along with their own work. And then we were asking, how is this about, as well as this sort of scholarly learning, is this community? So they're saying it's great to meet the other students and to share those experiences. And what we're also seeing there is that it's reducing feelings of isolation for some of them. And this is one of the comments that we got. One of the students saying, "I've really reassured because the challenges of distance learning, you're not sure whether things are correct, but you're coming along, you're meeting other students, and you're learning from the tutors, and that reassurance is happening." And there's the comment there, very helpful. And there's another student saying, "It's very reassuring to know that you're progressing at the right pace." So you're learning from other people, and you're also getting that reassurance that you're okay. And that less of that isolation of being away on your own. So it's helped them build community. And the other comments here. It's a time for students to catch up, to discuss things, meet with staff, and that dialogue and reassurance and community. And hearing from others' experiences and knowing that you're not alone. So here are some of the successes of the PIPalongs: opportunity to meet with other students, be less isolated, creating a community of learning, further opportunities for students to speak with the members of the staff team, and that dialogue helps them reflect upon their own projects. So they're learning about others, but they're reflecting. And also that opportunity to network, exchange phone numbers, emails. Things that we want to do moving forward: have a wee look at the timing. One of the students said that he had childcare commitments, couldn't come at 5:30. So that's one of the things I want to do moving forward. And one of the things that we've learned is that schedule. Let the students know when the PIPalongs are happening as soon as possible. And that's me. I'm the programme convener for the BAPD, and if anybody wants to get in touch, there's my Twitter handle, and thank you very much for listening to me.